Howdy and welcome back. What were your favorite toys when you were growing up? I was growing up in the 60s, early 70s, and I just remember the bond you had with your toys back then. I had Major Matt Mason. He was a astronaut, really cool bendable guy, had tons of different accessories and things. Of course, G.I. Joes, all the things you could imagine to do with them. I played out in the backyard a lot, made a lot of my own stuff. I was kind of a loner, but they filled voids, like matchboxes, Hot Wheel toys, cars. I used to build plastic models, lots of cars, had shelves full of them. Had skateboards when they had the old hard wheels on them, not the cool urethane ones they do now. I loved roller skating. I still do with my grandkids. I'm not as agile as I was back then, but, I give it a try. And I was just wondering, what were your favorite toys? What did you grow up with? What kind of interesting toys that you had when you were growing up, that you may still think of. I had a really cool Schwinn bike when I was growing up, with banana seat and a big sissy bar with a diamond pad on it. Looked super cool, big ape hanger kind of bars on it. Used to ride that thing everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. I lived in California at the time when I was growing up, and they have really good sidewalks, so they're really good for roller skating and skateboarding things. But I was just thinking about stuff like that, and things. I'm turning 65 this year, and I can still remember my home address, home phone number from when I was a little kid, because that was part of the stuff that your parents wanted you to remember in case something happened. But I was just curious what other people remembered that they were, that they used to play with. You can leave comments down at the bottom if you feel like. I've seen the new G.I. Joes, the little short, tiny ones. They're, I don't know, they're just, they're not the same. I mean, they are to a different generation, that grew up with them, and the Star Wars figures and things like that. But I like the bigger ones. They were more interactive. I liked the Hot Wheel tracks. I thought those were cool, with the little building with the wheels in it, and you'd zip the car through and it'd shoot off and make a loop-de-loop and go zooming all over the place. And of course, I mean, like every normal kid back in the, late 60s, early 70s, Legos. Had a million, well, maybe not a million, but I had lots and lots of Legos. I used to, back then you could only get sets with big blocks, red, white, blue, yellow. There wasn't a ton of the accessory stuff like there is now. I kind of feel that there's less imagination now because it's a kit you build, and it's like, when I was growing up, you used all the bits and pieces you could. You had more imagination involved. I don't know. I just thought it was a lot more fun. Had a train set. I've had a few train sets. Too many train sets. But they were a lot of fun. Kind of like NASCAR, they just go basically round and round in circles, but it's still entertaining. Now I've got like 3D printers. The grandkids love it because I build stuff for them. We'll look on the internet and they'll build things, but they're plastic, and I don't know, they just don't have a lot of longevity to them. I mean, they're unique. You can do some crazy stuff with them. But I don't know. I was just kind of thinking, about toys and things. I have an old Billy Blastoff back there. It's kind of hard to see. He was a little motorized guy that came with different kinds of space vehicles, and he had a battery pack in him, and you just stick him in there and and zip around and stuff like that. The grandkids got to it and kind of mangled it a little bit, but it's just stuff, But anyways, if you feel like commenting about toys and stuff, I'll try to comment back on anything you say, and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.